Hi guys, we're gonna show you day 2 of our neck sequence, just in terms of self-myofascial release with the Acumobility ball. As I mentioned in the first part, I'm gonna be really cautious. We're not doing a 10 out of 10 aggressive kind of thrashing in the neck. We're gonna do a nice little 1 out of 10 intensity, light pin and stretch. Don't push through any discomfort, any numbness, tingling, things like that. So this first one we did was sternocleidomastoid. We can actually build on it in order to kind of work on our scalenes. So scalenes are a big player on a number of fronts. Your scalenes, you can kind of locate them. If you turn your head to the side and you find your sternocleidomastoid, you can find your scalenes a little bit to the sides. They run kind of posterior laterally to that SCM, which is a little bit more medial. Okay, so you have anterior, middle, and posterior scalenes. And the thing that we know about scalenes is they have really 3 actions. They elevate the ribs, so particularly the first rib, but a little bit of the second rib. And on top of that, they laterally flex you here. But probably the biggest thing that we get is they're an accessory respiratory muscle of inhalation. So they work hand in hand with your diaphragm to get air in. So when you see those folks who have like this constant like tension through their neck, a lot of times their scalenes have just hypertrophied. They've grown in response to all that stress. What we also know is that all the the vascular structures of the upper extremity, as they come off of that brachial plexus, they kind of have to run right past your scalenes. And as that area gets denser and nastier and fibrotic, things can get a little bit bound down. They don't glide the way they need to as they work their way down. So you'll actually see a scalenectomy or removal of the scalenes when they do thoracic outlet surgeries, particularly in overhead athletes. Definitely a big concern, but they'll even do Botox injections to try to calm those down. So one of the things we want to try to do is be a little bit proactive, particularly when we see athletes who carry a ton of tone right here. We're actually going to work on it. So again, 1 out of 10 activation in terms of pressure. We're going to grab that SCM and then we're going to find our scalenes just a little bit more posteriorly, gently working on it. And again, because they laterally flex, we're actually going to look away. The other thing that we'll add in, because it's an accessory respiratory of inhalation, is we want to actually exhale as we get to that lengthened position. So we're effectively getting up and away from this side. And again, this is a really, really light kind of pin and stretch technique. I'm not getting numbness and tingling down into my arm, but we do know that scalenes does have a referral pattern. We see a lot of stuff in the arm. You'll see a lot of stuff in the lateral aspect of the arm as well. So this is something we look at quite a bit in some of our shoulder and elbow pain scenarios, just to kind of work a little bit further up the chain and rule out everything as we get down to actually addressing stuff further down the joint.